Okay, we apologize for that interruption. The live stream is resumed and our sound difficulties have been corrected, so thank you to our technical support. Mike McKelvey and Superintendent Noble have combined to resolve the situation, so we're grateful for that and we appreciate your patience. We had called the meeting to order and we had shared our land acknowledgement, and we were in the process of doing trustee attendance when things went a little south, so we'll just combine the trustee attendance one more time with the roll call, which will also serve as a verification that our system is working when you turn your audio on and speak, and then we'll proceed with the rest of the meeting if that's okay with everyone. So I apologize for the redundancy here, but we will do the roll call again. Trustee Dabowski.
Present.
Thank you. Trustee St. Jean.
Present.
Trustee Cosmerly.
Present.
Trustee Gibson.
Present.
Trustee Morrison.
Present.
Trustee Dewar.
Present.
Trustee Hunda.
Present.
Trustee Stringer.
Present.
Trustee Clement.
Present.
And Student Trustee Yao.
Present.
Thank you. Next, we'll have a motion to approve the agenda. The motion is that the agenda for the organizational meeting of the board of December 7th, 2021 be approved. Moved by, I see Trustee Dewar, seconded by Trustee Morrison, and we'll have a poll vote. Trustee Clement.
In favor.
Trustee Dabowski.
In favor.
Trustee Dewar.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
In favor.
Trustee Hunda.
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly.
In favor.
Trustee Morrison.
In favor.
Trustee St. Jean.
In favor.
Trustee Stringer.
In favor.
And Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
Thank you. As this is the organizational meeting of the board, I will take a moment to remind everyone of a few items related to the process for tonight. This is from our governance bylaws. Section 361, the secretary or temporary chairperson shall name the scrutineers, and they are tonight Superintendents Noble and Watchnuk. 3.6.2, the secretary or temporary chairperson shall call for nominations and seconders for the position of chairperson. 3.6.3, of those nominated and agreeing to allow their names to stand for election, the member receiving a clear majority of the votes cast by all members present shall be declared elected. The count shall not be declared if no member receives a clear majority of the votes cast on the first ballot. The scrutineers will announce the results. The name receiving the fewest number of votes will be dropped, and balloting will continue until a majority of votes are in favor of one person. If the final two candidates receive an equal number of votes, the drawing of lots will fill the position. So at this time, I will now call on nominations for the position of chair. Are there any nominations? Trustee Clement.
I would like to put my name forward for the position of chair.
Thank you. So Trustee Clement has put his name forward for chair. Is there a seconder? Seconded by Trustee Cosmerly. Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Trustee Dewar.
I would like to nominate Dina Morrison for chair.
Thank you. Is there a seconder for that motion? Trustee Hunda. Thank you. Are there any other nominations? I will call for any other nominations 3 times. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? And third and final time, are there any other nominations? Seeing none, I'll move that nominations be closed. Can I have a mover for that motion, please? Moved by Trustee Cosmerly. And a seconder. Seconded by Trustee Clement. Thank you. We'll proceed with a poll vote to close nominations. So this motion is to close nominations. Poll vote. Trustee Clement.
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski.
In favor?
Trustee Dewar.
In favor?
Trustee Gibson.
In favor?
Trustee Hunda.
In favor?
Trustee Cosmerly.
In favor?
Trustee Morrison.
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean.
In favor.
Trustee Stringer.
In favor.
Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
All in favor? Nominations are now closed. Seeing that nominations are now closed, nominees will now be asked to confirm their willingness to stand for the position of chair. We will ask the nominees in reverse order of nomination. Trustee Morrison, would you allow your name to stand for the position of chair?
Respectfully and humbly, I decline. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Clement, do you allow your name to stand for the position of chair?
I do, thank you.
Thank you. As there are no other nominations, and Trustee Clement has allowed his name to stand, at this time, I would declare Trustee Clement Chair of the Rainbow District School Board. And I'll make a motion to this. The motion reads that Trustee Clement be declared elected Chair of the Rainbow District School Board. Could I have a mover for this motion?
I'll move.
Thank you, Trustee Morrison. Is there a seconder for this motion?
I second the motion.
Thank you, Trustee Dewar. And we will have a poll vote. So the poll vote, and I'll read the motion again, is that Trustee Clement be declared elected Chair of the Rainbow District School Board. Trustee Clement.
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski.
In favor?
Trustee Dewar.
In favor?
Trustee Gibson.
In favor?
Trustee Hunda.
In favor?
Trustee Cosmerly.
In favor?
Trustee Morrison.
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean.
In favor.
Trustee Stringer.
In favor.
Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
It's unanimous. Congratulations, Chair Clement. Is there anything you'd like to say?
I just want to thank everybody. I thought this has been an unprecedented time, you know, like the pandemic. Everybody's exhausted to the bone. I'm hoping that I can help relieve. Everybody is tired. I hope we can work together. We can all work together. It's like a family, you know. We don't always like each other, but we do respect each other and respect each other's opinions. So for that, we're going to move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair Clement. At this time, as per our governance bylaws, I will turn the meeting over to you, Chair Clement, and I will invite you to call on me to make a presentation to our outgoing chair.
Okay. Number 5, presentation to outgoing chair, Director Bourgeon, if you have a few words.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Trustees, I'm here to speak to you at this moment regarding outgoing chair Doreen Dewar. Doreen Dewar has served as chair with distinction multiple times, including the past 10 consecutive years, which is a remarkable contribution. On behalf of all of us, I would like to thank you, Trustee Doer, for your tremendous leadership over and over again. You've answered the call to serve, and we are truly grateful. As staff, we are proud to work with the Board of Trustees that values students, staff, and families. You all recognize that public education has the power to change lives, and in your respective roles, you are helping students unwrap the greatest gift of all. With Chair Doer's leadership and support of all trustees, Rainbow District School Board enjoys good governance, which has had a positive impact on the daily operations of our schools. Together, we have moved many projects and programs forward, which have benefited teaching and learning. With good governance, we get things done. Our board is held in very high regard across the province, and Trustee Doer has been a very, very big part of building this strong reputation. In fact, her leadership has been recognized provincially with awards on more than one occasion. As the longest-serving trustee on the board, with over 33 years of experience, including 9 years on the former Sudbury Board of Education, Doreen Doer has cultivated a leadership style that is respectful and inclusive, allowing voices to be heard and collective decisions to stand. She's been an articulate spokesperson for the board, a trustee whose political acuity and astuteness has grown sharper with time. Doreen Doer makes chairing a meeting look easy, but I, for one, know that's not the case. A lot of preparation goes into each and every agenda, and there's a great deal of work to do in between meetings, including committees, correspondence, and conversations. As chair, Trustee Doer has poured her heart and soul into this board. She's been very generous with her time and her knowledge, and supportive of staff and students. Trustee Doer, you are a true champion for children, and we know you will continue to make a difference. As you end your tenure as chair, please know that we will miss your monthly words of wisdom, your stories, which always paused to give us time to reflect, and most often made us smile. Trustee Doer once said, "I consider serving as chair of the Rainbow Board an honor and a privilege." So tonight, as a decade in the chair comes to a close, I turn the tables on our behalf to say to you, Trustee Doer, it has been an honor and a privilege to have you as our chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Burgett. We'll go to number 6, and we'll ask the past chair for some remarks.
I am very humbled by the rhetoric, Director Bourget, and I was just fine until the very end. But thank you so much. And I want to begin by saying congratulations, Chair Clement. And I'm not leaving. I'm here. And Dina has also offered to help out. So we're both here to help you in any way that we can. Albert Einstein, when asked to explain relativity, said, "Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute, and it will seem like an hour. Sit with someone you like or love for an hour, and it will seem like a minute." That's relativity. Over the past years, one or the other of these situations applies to my tenure as chair of the Rainbow District School Board. If I have had any degree of success, it has been thanks to the constant support and dedicated efforts of Rainbow District School Board staff and colleagues. I look forward to making many more hours into minutes as a trustee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Doer. And yes, I'm glad you reminded me of that. It's like I'm in a canoe. I know where the life jackets are. So I'll be calling on you. Thank you. Okay, we'll go to number 7, election of the vice chair. Call for nominations. Motion. No, that's next. Call for nominations. Doreen?
I would like to nominate Dina Morrison.
Okay. Any other nominations? Judy Cosmerly.
Chair Clement,
Yes.
can we ask for a seconder for that motion, please?
Oh, I know I forgot some. Seconder, please.
Thank you.
Judy Honda. Okay. Any more nominations? Okay, Judy Cosmerly, yes.
I'd like to nominate Linda DeBoski.
Okay, do we have a seconder? Margaret? Do we have any other nominations? Do we have any other nominations? Do we have any other nominations? I see none. I make a motion that nominations be closed. We need a mover. Dina Morrison, and seconder, Margaret Stringer. Okay. Dina Morrison,
No.
do you?
Yep.
Not yet?
Chair Clement, would you like me to conduct a poll vote to close nominations?
Oh, I forgot about that too. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Bourget.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski,
In favor.
Trustee Doer,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Honda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor.
Trustee Morrison,
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean,
In favor.
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Student Trustee Yao,
In favor.
Okay, that's
all in favor. Chair
all
Clement.
in favor. I'll ask the nominees to confirm their willingness to stand. Dina Morrison, are you willing to stand?
I am. Thank you.
Thank you. Linda DeBoski, are you willing to stand?
I am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You each have an opportunity. I'll go in reverse. Linda, do you have some words?
Yes, thank you, Chair Clement. I'd like to say thank you and chimigwach to Judy and Margaret for the nomination, to which I humbly accept. I have always viewed the role as a trustee not so much as a role, but a responsibility to the students, to the children that the Rainbow District School Board provides a beautiful education to. I feel that the last few years I've gained a tremendous amount of knowledge with respect to the Rainbow District School Board, both in the governance as well as making the connections with administration and the team. I value the efforts of the team, and I value the efforts of my fellow trustees and colleagues in this role. Together, we have done an amazing job navigating this pandemic, supporting our staff, and especially our students, ensuring that they remain safe and they are always well looked after. They are our priority, and I believe that if elected as the vice chair, I fully commit to supporting not only the chair in his role, but also my fellow trustees, colleagues, and of course, the new director of education. I do acknowledge the tremendous amount of work, experience, and knowledge of my colleague, Dina Morrison, to which I have tremendous amount of respect for, as I do with every member that sits around this table. I feel that it is an opportunity for the board to have the first Indigenous person to sit in the role of vice chair, as well as a minority person. I think that's important and valuable in terms of the direction that Rainbow District School Board is going. I value that, and I treat that with full respect and honesty and love. And I would just like to say Chimigwech, and I leave the rest to my colleagues to make a decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee DeBossegay. Dina Morrison, have a few words.
Very brief comments. I hadn't prepared anything, so just wanting to say that my commitment to the board, to the staff of the board, and the students of Rainbow District School Board is unwavering. And I hope to continue to try to support both our new chair, congratulations, Chair Clement, as well as our staff and our students as we move forward. I do bring a certain perspective, but always open. We're always open to learn and do new things. And so I thank Trustee DeBoski for her very kind comments. And regardless of the outcome of today's vote, I look forward to supporting and working with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Morrison. Now we'll move on to a vote by secret ballot that will be conducted. Director Bourget.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Our scrutineers are leaving to conduct the vote. Please be responsive as the calls will come to you, and the secret ballot will be done by phone due to the nature of our virtual meetings. Once I have the outcome, I will report to you, Chair Clement.
Thank you.
Doreen, your mic is on.
Thank you very much.
Chair Clement,
Yes.
we have the results of the vote.
Yes.
For the position of Vice Chair, Trustee Dabowski.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations, Linda. And now we have a motion that Linda Dabowski be declared elected Vice Chair of the Rainbow District School Board. Mover, Dina. Seconder, Margaret. Poll vote, Director Burgett.
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee Dabowski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor.
Trustee Morrison,
In favor?
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
It's unanimous, Chair Clement.
Sorry, I'm in favor as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, Trustee St. Jean. My apologies.
How'd we miss you? Okay, thank you very much. And so in that canoe, Linda, it's you and I. So we'll be carrying each other, and we have lots of help out there. I know that. Number 8. Did we go to that, or is there something else? I think that's it. Number 8, now we go to members on standing committees. Trustees have been asked to submit names to appear on the ballots for the various board committees. Nominations will be also accepted from the floor. If required, a vote by secret ballot will be conducted for each committee. We have a motion that members of the standing board committees be approved. Seconder, a mover?
Oh, Chair Clement?
Yeah.
So we'll have votes for each of the
No, you
positions.
wanna-
If I could be of assistance, I can share with
okay,
you
we're ahead.
the
Yeah.
committee.
Okay, thank you.
and-
Sorry, I went a step too far. I'm revving there now. I'm moving. Okay, you're going to take over, please.
So the first vote we'll have is for the environmental committee. There is one representative plus student trustee Yao on the committee. And at this point, Trustee Hunda has put her name forward. So you could see if anyone else is interested. If so, we'll have a vote. And should no one else be interested, Trustee Hunda would be acclaimed.
So do we ask for nominations? Any nominations for this position? Any nominations? Any nominations? I see none. So Trustee Hunda, you'll be taking that position.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Next, we have the Equity Committee, which requires 3 members. At this time, 3 people have come forward. Trustee Clement, Trustee Dabowski, and Trustee Cosmerly. And you would be able to this point see if anyone else would like to self-nominate or nominate someone else. Should there be, there would
is
be an
anybody
election.
else would you put in a nomination? For anybody who have a nomination? Anybody else would like to put in a nomination? I see none. On the Equity Committee, Mr. Borchardt, thank you.
Thank you. Next committee of the board we have is the First Nations Advisory Committee. Trustee Dabowski is a member of this committee, and 2 other trustees can join this committee. There are 5 people that have indicated interest. And they are Trustee Clement, Trustee Dewar, Trustee Cosmely, Trustee St. Jean, and Trustee Stringer.
And how many did you require? Sorry, again?
2 of the 5 names I just listed.
Okay. I'll take my name off the list, seeing I'm ex officio anyways.
Okay.
Any other nominations? Judy, did you have your hand up?
You have
Yes,
to
I was going to withdraw my name.
Okay. So that leaves us with Linda's already there, Carrie, and who else was there?
Chair Clement, we have at this point left Trustee Dewar, Trustee St. Jean, and Trustee Stringer.
And we require 2.
2.
Okay, I will withdraw my name.
Chair Clement, at this point we have 2 positions for 2 remaining candidates, Trustee St. Jean and Trustee Stringer.
Okay, St. Jean and Stringer. Okay, any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? I see none. So on this committee, we have Linda Dubosky, Carrie St. Jean, and Margaret Stringer. Thank you.
Next up, Chair Clement, we have the Labor Relations Committee. There are 5 positions for trustees on the Labor Relations Committee. At this point, we have 5 names that have come forward. Trustee Clement, Trustee Dewar, Trustee Hunda, Trustee Morrison, and Trustee Stringer.
Okay, do we see any other nominations?
Is
Any other
Trustee
nominations?
Gibson here? I would like to put my name forward, please.
Okay,
Thank you.
so with that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? I see none. So we have 6 people running for that position, for 5 positions.
That's correct.
Okay, you want to take that to a vote?
Thank you, Chair Clement. Our scrutineers will leave the room and contact trustees to conduct the vote.
Thank you. Trustee Dewar?
Would you mind repeating the names of the 6 people, please?
Clement, Dewar, Hunda, Morrison, Margaret Stringer,
And Trustee
and Anita
Gibson.
Gibson.
Thank you, much appreciated, sir.
Welcome.
Chair Clement, our scrutineers have provided me with the response of the vote.
Okay,
So the 5 voted-in members of the Labor Relations Committee are Trustee Clement, Trustee Dewar, Trustee Hunda, Trustee Morrison, and Trustee Stringer.
thank you, Director Burgett.
You're welcome.
Next.
Next, we have candidates for the Parent Involvement Committee. We're required to choose 1 trustee to represent on this committee. 2 trustees have put their name forward, and they are Trustee Dewar and Trustee Cosmerly.
Okay, yes, Trustee Dewar.
I will withdraw my name.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Cosmerly, you're willing to leave your yes? Name's down, okay, thank you. Yes, Doreen? No, sorry. Did you have something else?
No, just withdrawing my name.
That's that one, the next one then?
Trustee Clement, do you want to check if there are any other nominations?
I should do that. Are there any other nominations for parent council? Are there any other nominations for parent council? Are there any other nominations for parent council? I see none. That would be it, Director Burgett.
Thank you. Next up, we have the School Year Structure Committee, which includes 2 trustees and Student Trustee Yao. So Student Trustee Yao is a member of this committee automatically. 2 additional trustees are required. We have 2 trustees have put their name forward, and they are Trustee Morrison and Trustee St. Jean.
Thank you. And sorry again, we require 1,
We require 2.
2 with Trustee Yao, right?
So Trustee Yao is a member of the committee, as it's school year
Automatically, so
structure.
then you need
And
2
then we
more?
require 2 additional trustees.
Okay,
2 trustees of indicated interest, Trustee Morrison and Trustee St. Jean,
Okay.
at this time.
okay. And I will ask then for any other nominations for this position of school year calendar. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? I see none. Those positions are filled, Director Burgett.
Thank you. Chair Clement, next we have candidates for the Special Education Advisory Committee. 2 trustees are required on this committee. 2 trustees have indicated their interest. Those 2 trustees are Trustee Dubosky and Trustee Cosmerly.
Okay, that fulfills that committee. Are there any other nominations for the Spec Ed committee? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? I see none. That fulfills that committee, Director Burgett.
Thank you. Next, we have candidates for the SEAC Committee alternate. So the Special Education Advisory Committee alternate. 2 alternates are required. We have 3 trustees of indicated interest, and they are Trustee Cosmerly, Trustee Morrison, and Trustee Stringer.
So,
Seeing that Trustee
I kind of
Cosmerly
figured
is,
that, Judy. Yes, Judy?
I will withdraw my name as an alternate.
Okay, good idea. Then that fulfills that committee. I'll ask for, are there any other nominations for the alternate position? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? That fulfills that committee. Director Bourget.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Next, we have candidates for the Accessibility Committee, which is a rep from the Special Education Advisory Committee. So one of the two trustee members of SEAC will be the candidate for this. The two members we just established are Trustee Dubosky and Trustee Cosmerly, and we require one.
Okay, thank you. Linda, are you willing to stand on this committee?
I'll ask Judy Cosmerly if she would like to first.
Okay, Judy, would you like to stay on this committee?
If you don't, I will. I'm throwing it back on you.
Then I don't wish to be on this committee at this time, Chair Clement.
Okay.
So I will take it.
So you'll take it, Linda? Okay, Linda, Judy. That fulfills that committee. I'll ask for any other nominations for Access Committee.
Chair Clement?
Yes.
It could also be one of the two alternates, I've been told.
Oh, yes, that's true.
So
Okay.
the alternates were from our previous vote.
Dina
They are
Morrison.
Trustee
and
Morrison
Gary
and Trustee Stringer.
Stringer, yes. So, do any of either one of you want to be on that committee? Margaret?
I would do the same as Judy did. Dina has an interest. I will be happy to set that aside. And if there isn't someone, then I'll be happy to do it.
Okay, Dina?
Thank you, Margaret, but I hadn't put my name forward for this, and I won't be. Thank you.
Okay.
Excuse me, Chair Clement. In this committee, you were the alternates are the ones that are the other people on this
Well,
committee?
if you want to run for the committee, we have that committee fulfilled now with Linda and Judy Cosmerly. But if you want to run also, we can put your name in there.
No, thank you very much. But I'll-
Okay. So that committee is also fulfilled, Director Bourget.
And just for our notes, the successful candidate for the Accessibility Committee, according to your notes, Chair Clement is Judy Cosmerly.
Linda Bosky and Judy Cosmerly.
So it's one of the two.
Oh, one of the two?
Yes,
Oh.
and I see Trustee Cosmerly's putting up her hand, so we just want to make sure all our records are matching.
I got it. Judy's in, Linda's out. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Chair Clement, is candidates for Student Senate. It includes automatically Student Trustee Yao and 2 additional trustees. We have 3 people have come forward indicating interest for the 2 spots: Trustee Clement, Trustee Hunda, and Trustee St. Jean.
Sam, we have 2 positions. I can be on it anyway, so I'll take my name off. So then we'll have Judy Hunda and Carrie St. Jean. Are there any other nominations for the Committee of Student Senate? Is there any nominations for Student Senate? Are there any other nominations for Student Senate? I see none. So on that committee, we have Trustee Yao, Judy Hunda, and Carrie St. Jean. task fulfilled, Director Bourget.
So at this point, Chair Clement, you can proceed with the motion regarding the standing board committee members.
Now I can. Okay, motion that the membership on standing board committees be approved. I need a mover. Dina Morrison. A seconder, Judy Handa. Poll vote, Director Bourget.
Excuse me, Chair Clement, it's Trustee Gibson here. I was just
Yes.
wondering if I could ask a question before we go to the vote.
Sure. Go ahead.
It's my understanding that an ex officio member has all the rights and obligations of a regular member when it
Yes.
comes to committees. So I'm just wondering if you could clarify me the purpose of the chair being appointed to the Labour Relations Committee when they have the opportunity to sit as an ex officio member, which if they took that up would have allowed me to take the spot on the Labour Relations Committee. So I just wonder if you can clarify why that was necessary.
I can clarify that right now because I never thought of it. I'm sorry, Anita, and you're right. I could have been on there. Can we go back to that, Director? Or no, I guess not, eh?
For clarification, I don't believe an ex officio member can be a voting member, but can sit on the committee. So if you were to give up your seat in that committee, you would also be giving up your voting rights. Just as a point of order.
Okay. That clears that up, Anita. I'd lose my voting rights. so-
Okay, thank you, Director Bourget. So you're saying that an ex officio member does not have all the rights and obligations. You're saying that's incorrect. Just to clarify.
That's the information I have.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, a poll vote, please, on this motion.
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee Dubosky,
In favor?
Trustee Dewar,
In favor?
Trustee Gibson,
Abstain.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor.
Trustee Morrison,
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean,
In favor.
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
Motion is carried.
Thank you, Director Bourget. We go now to number 9, OSPA, Ontario Public School Boards Association Director and Alternate. So do we have any, for that we need nominations. Do we have any nominations for that position? Oh,
Chair Clement, that's Trustee Gibson. I'd like to self-nominate for that position, please.
okay, Director, where am I here? OSPA. Anita. Okay, any other nominations? Judy?
Chair Clement,
Cosmerly?
Chair Clement, can we
I
have a
would like to
seconder
say-
for that motion?
Oh,
Excuse me.
pardon?
Can we have a seconder for the
Oh, I mean, sorry, I need a seconder for that, for Anita's, Carrie St. Jean has put up her hand.
thank you.
Okay, Judy Cosmerly.
I would also like to self-nominate for the director position.
Okay, Judy Cosmerly, we need a seconder for that.
I will second the nomination.
Doreen Dewar is seconding that. Do we have any other nominations? I don't think any other nominations? Any other nominations? I see none. We'll go to a poll vote, I guess, Director Bourget. Oh, no, a vote, period. Sorry.
Thank you, Chair Clement. The scrutineers are leaving. They'll be contacting trustees for your vote, and we'll let you know the result as soon as it's done. Chair Clement, at the conclusion of this vote, prior to the outcome, I have 2 points of order I'd like to share. I'll wait till we're ready.
I just noticed one.
Bob, your mic is on.
Chair Clement,
Yes.
before I share the outcome of this vote, I have 2 points of order.
Yes.
One is a correction based on a question from Trustee Gibson,
Yes.
and I express my apologies to Trustee Gibson. But on page 19 of Governance Bylaws, 1110, it does state the chairperson shall preside at every meeting thereof and shall vote on all questions submitted, but not have a second casting vote. So while it's correct that you do not have a second casting vote sitting on a committee as chair, I was incorrect that you do not have a vote. And that's based on 1110, page 19 of 23 in Governance Bylaws.
Excuse me,
Yes, Trustee Dewar.
excuse me, Director Bourget, and through you, Mr. Chairman, you would not be sitting on that committee as an ex officio member. You would be sitting on that committee as a committee member. And as a committee member, you have a vote. It's only when you attend a meeting as the ex officio member of the committee to provide a number of people that can vote to make it official. However, when you are on a committee, you attend that committee as a committee member and you have a vote. And it doesn't matter that you happen to be chair.
Okay. So how do we correct this?
You do not correct it, sir.
Not right now, I guess we can't.
No, you have been voted on the committee, Bob.
Okay.
Sorry, Chairman, you are on the committee and you have a vote as being selected. You've been voted onto the committee. You are a committee member. Just because you happen to be chair doesn't mean that you, as a committee member, you have your vote.
Okay, thank you.
And that's Bruno's rules of order.
Right on. You had a second point there, Director Bourget?
Yes, thank you. And thank you for allowing me to share that so that there's complete clarity at this time. Hopefully that resolves any issues. Having said that, moving on from that point of order, we did not have a motion to close the nominations. So if we can have a mover and seconder
That's the one I caught, yes.
through that for
We can
you
do
in a
that
poll
now
vote.
then? Before we do the vote, we can do that? We have the motion in that nominations be closed. A mover, Dina Morrison. Seconder, Margaret Stringer. Poll vote
Okay, thank you. Trustee Clement,
in favor.
Trustee Dubosky,
In favor?
Trustee Dewar,
In favor?
Trustee Gibson,
Just to clarify, this is to vote to close the nominations for what we just voted on? Yes, okay, in favor.
thank you. Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor.
Trustee Morrison,
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean,
In favor?
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
and Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
Thank you. It's unanimous. Chair Clement, I
Thank
now have the
you.
results
Thank you, Director
of the
Bourget.
vote. The results of the vote are that Trustee Cosmerly will serve as Ops Director.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Judy. We'll move into the motion then that Judy Cosmerly be declared elected a Rainbow District School Board Voting Director to the Ontario Public School Boards Association. I need a mover. Margaret Stringer. I need a seconder. Doreen Dewar. Poll vote. Director Burgett,
Trustee Clement,
in favor?
Trustee DeBoski,
In favor?
Trustee Dewar,
In favor?
Trustee Gibson,
In favor?
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor.
Trustee Morrison,
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean,
In favor.
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
Unanimous.
Thank you, Director Burgett. So that comes to a close for this. We need now a call for nominations for OSPA alternate.
Chair Clement, I'd like to self-nominate. It's Trustee Gibson.
Thank you, Anita. Do we have any other nominations?
Chair Clement, can we have a seconder for that motion?
Yes. Oh, I thought I did. Doreen Dewar, sorry. Maybe I didn't say it. Maybe I didn't mention it.
I think you have Trustee St. Jean and Trustee DeBoski also raising their hands to second the motion. So,
Sorry. Yeah, here's where sometimes I'll get a little lost. Nominations for, you mean for also alternate?
yes, sir.
Oh,
This is a seconder for the nomination of Trustee Gibson for OPSPA alternate.
okay.
And I believe Trustee St. Jean and Trustee DeBoski have raised their hand to second the
Okay,
motion. It's just
sorry, I
who you
missed
choose
that.
to acknowledge as the seconder.
Okay, thank you very much. So I can ask for then other nominations. Do we have any other nominations? Dina?
It was just a point of order, Chair Clement. I was just going to remind you that you have to pick a seconder for that nomination.
That's right. Do we have a seconder for the Anita Gibson's nomination? Carrie St. Jean. Okay.
Thank you.
And a third, do we have any other nominations? I see none. So I think we just got the one. OSPA alternate, Anita Gibson.
We have a motion that
Anita. You willing to
nominations be
take that?
closed.
Thank you. Yes, Chair Clement, thank you very much.
Okay. Then we'll move that motion that nominations be closed. We need a mover. Judy Cosmerly. And a seconder, Linda DeBoski. Poll vote.
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski,
In favor?
Trustee Dewar,
In favor?
Trustee Gibson,
In favor?
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor.
Trustee Morrison,
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean,
In favor.
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
and Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
Unanimous. Chair Clement, your microphone.
Went all that way. Okay, I'll do it again. Motion that Anita Gibson be declared elected Rainbow District School Board's voting alternate to the Ontario Public School Boards Association. I need a mover. Linda DeBoski and Carrie St. Jean. Poll vote, Director?
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee Dubowski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly.
In favor, but did we not just vote on this?
That was to
No.
close the nominations.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Trustee Morrison,
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean,
In favor.
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
Unanimous?
Thank you, Director. We'll go to number 10. Governance policy number governance-05 Code of Conduct Board Members. At the annual organizational meeting, 2 alternate trustees shall be chosen by the board to be used when the circumstance warrants that one or both trustees are needed in place of the chair or vice chair to carry out the duties required under the policy. So we'll call for nominations.
I would like to self-nominate.
Doreen Dewar, self-nominate.
We have a seconder, Chair Clement.
Oh, yes, a seconder, Judy Cosmerly. Okay, we need any other nominations? Dina?
Actually, my apologies, Chair Clement. I'll take my hand down. I'm going to self-nominate for the second position. Thank you.
Okay. This is first position. Any other nominations? Anita Gibson has raised a hand. Yes, Anita?
Thank you, Chair Clement. Yes, I'd like to self-nominate, please.
Anita Gibson for first alternate. Any other nominations?
Oh, we need a seconder, Chair Clement.
I keep forgetting that. So we need a seconder. Linda Bosky. Okay, let's try it again. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? I see none. Poll vote. Director?
Excuse me.
Don't need one, I bet you.
No, there's 2 people running for the first position.
Yes, Doreen and Anita, right?
Yes.
Oh,
So Chair Clement, our scrutineers will go and contact
that's right.
the trustees
Sorry, we need a vote.
to conduct
Sorry.
the vote. Thank you.
Okay. Director Bourget, I should have made that motion and enter nominations be closed. Just said before the vote. No, it's in the wrong place.
Yes, we'll complete that after the vote is done, before I share the result. But next time we'll do it right after, if that's okay with you, Chair Clement.
Yep, fine.
Chair Clement,
Yes, Trustee
No.
Doer.
yes. You are doing a great job. This is not easy. I've been in that spot, and I just want to say, take your time. You're doing wonderfully.
Good. You know, you're not seeing the sweat.
I just want you to know we're all here for you.
Thank you much.
Chair Clement,
Yes, sir.
if you'd like to proceed with the vote to close
Motion.
nominations, following that, I will share the results of the vote.
Okay, motion that nominations be closed. I need a mover. Judy Cosmerly. Seconder, Carrie St. Jean. Poll vote
Trustee Clement,
in favor.
Trustee Dubosky,
In favor.
Trustee Doer,
In favor?
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor?
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor?
Trustee Morrison,
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean,
In favor.
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
All in favor?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Chair Clement, the results of the vote are in from the scrutineers,
Yes.
and the trustee selected is Trustee Doer.
That's for first alternate.
Yes.
Congratulations, Trustee Doer. We'll now have that we be elected second alternate as per policy. I need a motion. No, we don't need. Okay, we just need nominations for a second alternate.
Chair Clement, could we have a motion that Trustee Dewar be
Oh, yeah.
declared first alternate?
We have that motion? I don't.
10A, second
Oh, yeah.
motion.
No,
Yep.
10A, yeah, that's right. That Doreen Dewar be declared elected first alternate as per board policy number governance point 05 code of conduct board member. Mover Judy Cosmerly and Linda DeBoski. Okay. Vote
Full vote, Chair Clement?
in favor.
Oh, okay, thank you. Trustee DeBoski?
In favor.
Trustee Dewar?
In favor.
Trustee Gibson?
In favor.
Trustee Hunda?
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly?
In favor?
Trustee Morrison?
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean?
In favor.
Trustee Stringer?
In favor.
And Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
Thank you. Now we can go to nominations. Any nominations for second alternate? Margaret Stringer?
Yes, Chair Clement, I would like to nominate Trustee Morrison.
Dina Morrison? Thank you. Any other nominations? Any, Anita?
Do you have a
Thank
seconder?
you,
Chair Clement?
Chair Clement. Sorry, I had some
Sorry,
feedback there.
Trustee Gibson, I'm just asking
go
for a
ahead.
second.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, are you talking to me?
Yeah. yeah.
Okay. Yes, I would like to self-nominate for that position, please, Chair Clement.
Okay. Anita is nominating for that position. Any other nominations?
So Trustee, Chair Clement?
Yes.
Do we have a seconder for both Trustee Morrison's nomination
I
and a
forgot about
seconder for
Dina,
Trustee
yes.
Gibson's nomination?
A seconder for Dina, please. We had a mover. That was Judy. Eh? You moved that. And we need a seconder, Doreen. Yeah, Doreen Dewar. And then a seconder, a mover for, well, you moved yourself, so we need a seconder for Anita. Carrie St. Jean. There. I think we got them all. Okay. So oh yeah, I'll finish this off. Or any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? I see none. We can move for,
So Trustee Clement, Chair Clement, could we have a nomination, motion that nominations be closed?
yeah, would that be a good idea? That nominations be closed. Mover, Margaret Stringer, and Carrie St. Jean. Okay. So we move on to,
Would you like me to conduct a poll vote, Chair Clement?
yes, please.
Thank you. Trustee Clement?
In favor.
Trustee DeBoski?
In favor.
Trustee Dewar?
In favor.
Trustee Gibson?
In favor.
Trustee Hunda?
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly?
In favor?
Trustee Morrison?
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean?
In favor.
Trustee Stringer?
In favor.
And Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
Chair Clement, the scrutineers will contact trustees to
Okay,
conduct
thank
the
you.
vote.
We'll wait for that.
Thank you. Chair Clement? The
sir.
scrutineers have finished the vote,
Okay.
and the trustees have selected Trustee Morrison.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Dina. I have a motion that Dina Morrison be declared elected second alternate as per board policy number of governance 05, code of conduct, board members. I need a mover. Carrie St. Jean, and a seconder, Doreen Dewar. Poll vote. Director,
Trustee Clement?
in favor?
Trustee DeBoski?
In favor.
Trustee Dewar?
In favor.
Trustee Gibson?
In favor.
Trustee Hunda?
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly?
In favor?
Trustee Morrison?
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean?
In favor.
Trustee Stringer?
In favor.
Student Trustee Yao?
In favor.
It's unanimous.
Thank you, Director. So we've come to the end. It wasn't the calmest ocean that we went through, but we muddled through. I'm asking for another motion that the ballots for all positions be destroyed. I need a mover. Linda. And a seconder, Judy Cosmerly. Poll vote again, Director.
Trustee Clement?
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski?
In favor.
Trustee Dewar?
In favor.
Trustee Gibson?
In favor.
Trustee Hunda?
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly?
In favor?
Trustee Morrison?
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean?
In favor.
Trustee Stringer?
In favor.
Student Trustee Yao?
In favor.
Unanimous.
Thank you. And now we come to one more thing. Adjournment. We have a motion that we now adjourn. And as far as I know, we don't need a vote on it, do we?
Just get a mover and a seconder.
Yeah, okay. I'll need a mover then. Judy Honda. Seconder, Margaret Stringer. And we are adjourned. Now we'll move into the regular meeting. Yes, Trustee Dewar.
Sorry. My mistake.
Oh, okay. Are you ready to move into the next part of the agenda, Director Bourget?
Chair Clement, are you ready to begin the regular board meeting?
Yes, we are.
Would you like me to proceed with roll call?
Yeah, I guess we still have to do that. Yeah, please go ahead.
Trustee DeBoski?
Present.
Trustee St. Jean?
Present.
Trustee Gibson?
Present.
Trustee Cosmerly?
Present?
Trustee Morrison?
Apologies, present.
Trustee Dewar?
Present.
Trustee Hunda?
Present.
Trustee Stringer?
Present.
Trustee Clement?
Present.
And Student Trustee Yao?
Present.
Okay, we move right into A. We have a motion that the agenda for the regular board meeting of December the 7th, 2021 be approved. Any mover? Dina Morrison. Seconder. Judy Cosmerly. Poll vote. Director?
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee Dubaski,
In favor?
Trustee Dewar,
In favor?
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor?
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor?
Trustee Morrison,
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean,
In favor?
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
and Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
It's carried.
Thank you. We go to B, just preliminary declaration of pecuniary interests. I see none. Our presentations are nil. D, report from the in-camera committee of the whole board and of the board. Director, we have none.
No report.
Old business, we have nothing to report. We go right into number 1, previous minutes. We have a motion that the minutes of the regular board meeting held Tuesday, November 16th, 2021 be approved. I need a mover. Margaret Stringer. Seconder, Judy Hunda. Poll vote. Director,
Trustee Clement,
in favor?
Trustee Dubaski,
In favor?
Trustee Dewar,
In favor?
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor?
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor?
Trustee Morrison,
In favor?
Trustee St. Jean,
In favor?
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Student Trustee Yao.
In favor.
It's carried.
Thank you, Director. Number 2, tenders, requests for proposals. I see nil. Number 3, reports, recommendations from board committees. I see nil. The 4 is 2021.
Health advises us of a confirmed case with the possibility of an exposure within a class cohort. Regardless of the time of notification, our administrators take quick action. They call the families of the student in the class and follow up with a direction letter from public health, and they notify all staff that there's a confirmed case at their school. And I want to thank our administrators and also Nicole Charette and Superintendent Leslie Fisher for all of the hard work they're doing to keep our schools safe and keep our students healthy. Isolating cohorts that potentially have been exposed to the virus is essential in protecting in-person learning. And as we know, we're all committed to protecting in-person learning because we know how important it is for the social, emotional, physical, and cognitive development of our students. And we remain focused on student well-being and achievement with health and safety first and foremost. Whether it's during the day, evenings, or weekends, our principals and vice principals have had to work very diligently to be responsive when the time comes. And their efforts are significant, and I hope that they know that that's greatly appreciated. So there is some chronology here, but in an effort to be brief, we're going to scroll through some things here very quickly. To provide a scope of the impact of COVID-19, we're going to quickly review some of the confirmed cases since our last board meeting. As you know, when there are confirmed cases in schools, we ramp up cleaning and disinfecting, and all of our schools are open at this time. And our schools have been open since the start of the school year, and that's something we can be proud of because there's been hard work to make that happen. When students are asked to self-isolate, schools follow up to ensure continuity of learning, and for brevity, we will scroll through some of the chronology. For background, if you wish more information, I invite you to visit the COVID-19 advisory section on the board website, which is updated as public health confirms cases with an impact on our schools.
Has something happened there, Director?
No, I had said we'd let them scroll, so I'm just being quiet for a moment as we do that. Typically, I might share a bit more information about each one, but as I've shared in the past, we are aware of some of the procedures we take during these cases. So in the interest of some brevity, I wanted to let each of the slides show just to show you a summary of the cases that went forward since our last meeting. And then we'll pick up the presentation. And of course, if trustees ever have any questions about an individual case or situation, I welcome you to contact me, and I can get additional details should it be important for a question that you've received. We're happy to help, but I thought we would summarize by scrolling through those cases rather than speaking to each one. And as I provide regular updates and they go to the board website as for all to see, including the letters from Public Health, we know that if someone wants to reach out or get more information, it is all at rainbowschools.ca on the COVID-19 advisory page. So if it's okay with the board and you as chair, I'll proceed to pick up our presentation on the slide you see in front of you.
Okay, thank you, Director.
Thank you. So if we take a look at what's been happening in our community since, from Thursday, November 11th to Wednesday, November 17th, there was 197 new cases in our community. And there's some recent changes in laboratory practices. Public Health is no longer reporting on variants of concern. There are also 26 active COVID outbreaks, 9 in schools, 2 of those were being our schools, and 7 being in coterminous boards. And at the end of the day, at that time, there was 227 active cases. The vaccination rate for 12 to 17-year-olds continued to increase, with dose 1 at 81% and dose 2 at 77%. We go to a quote from our local medical officer of health to put some of the data into context. It's been another extremely busy week. Dr. Sutcliffe shares for Public Health. Increased cases in our community have certainly impacted our school system, with many cohorts being dismissed and bus routes canceled. Following public health measures, isolating and seeking testing is vital to slow the spread and to protect in-person learning and our healthcare system's capacity. On November 18th, the Ministry of Education issued a COVID-19 health and safety update for schools. These targeted measures and supports will provide another layer of protection, particularly for unvaccinated students in elementary schools. They also assist in returning secondary schools to a greater sense of normalcy. Time-limited and health and safety measures in schools now include virtual-only parent-teacher conferences, interviews in elementary and secondary schools. Starting in January, virtual-only assemblies in elementary schools, unless local public health chooses to enforce this measure earlier. And as you'll recall, we've already did that since the start of the school year. Restricting lunches to classroom cohorts when indoors, and where distancing between cohorts cannot be maintained in elementary schools. And for the most part, this has been our practice as well since the start of the school year, and we've asked our administrators to review cohorting in their schools to ensure this is maintained. And in addition, elementary and secondary schools will be required to implement daily confirmation of screening prior to and upon arrival in secondary, prior to and elementary at school for at least 2 weeks following the winter break. School boards are encouraged to continue this practice throughout the year or as prescribed by a local public health unit. And you will soon see that this practice has indeed been prescribed by our local health unit, which I will address in more detail later. If recommended by a local medical officer of health, targeted rapid antigen testing will be implemented in high-risk areas, and this has begun in our schools. Before the winter break, every student will take home a rapid antigen screening kit that contains 5 tests. This has taken place. Our students are invited to complete voluntary screening at home prior to the return to the classroom in January, and those test kits for this will go out at some point. It's also recommended that students conduct rapid antigen tests every 3 to 4 days over the holiday break on every Monday and Thursday beginning December 23rd until all 5 tests have been used. If a student tests positive using the rapid antigen screening, they must follow their local public health guidance, which includes isolating and getting a confirmed test at a local testing site as soon as possible. These rapid antigen tests are not equivalent to PCR tests, and any students who have symptoms of COVID-19 infection or who are high-risk contacts of cases should still obtain PCR testing. We'll be distributing these kits soon, and of course the testing is voluntary. Here you see some pictures of some of these kits. The ministry is supporting this provision of rapid antigen screening tests for unvaccinated students also, and coaches prior to participation in high contact indoor extracurricular sports. These test kits are available for school boards that have the support of their local medical officer of health, and under the guidance of our local health unit, we have implemented this screening, and I'll share more about that soon. With the holiday season approaching, it is anticipated that staff, students, and families may choose to travel over the holidays. Individuals must follow federal testing and quarantine requirements upon return from any international travel. And we all know that circumstances change rapidly with COVID-19 in the world. So we advise everyone to check travel advisories for the most current information. Staff are reminded that they are required to report back to work when classes resume on January 3rd. Students, as always, must pass screening requirements before returning to in-person learning. For the second semester starting in February 2022, all secondary schools in Ontario may be able to return to 4 classes a day if it is supported by the local medical officer of health. No decision on second semester timetabling has been made locally at this time. The Ministry of Education has also confirmed that the remaining COVID-19 funding supports that we discussed in previous meetings will be provided to school boards for the second half of the school year. Also, on November 19th, Health Canada approved the Pfizer vaccine for children aged 5 to 11 years. And on November 19th, Dr. Penny Sutcliffe issued a letter to parents and guardians with a key message, which says, stay home and seek testing at the first sign of COVID-19 symptoms, even a mild one. Regardless of vaccination status, Public Health is recommending that students check for symptoms daily before heading to the bus stop or to go to school. Although some mild symptoms, such as the sniffles, are not listed on the provincial COVID-19 school and child care screening tool, due to the rapid rise of cases in Greater Sudbury, it is recommended that children stay home and get tested if they have a symptom, even a mild one. At the first sign of feeling unwell, children must stay home and get tested. This is an additional layer of direction and protection for our community. It's an enhancement to the provincial screen, which includes the following language. Anyone who is sick or has any symptoms of illness, including those not listed on the tool, should stay home and seek assessment from their healthcare provider if needed. Our current local direction supersedes the provincial screen. The only exception would be symptoms directly related to a pre-existing condition that may be an unrelated illness, for example, allergies. On November 22nd, due to a surge in local cases, Public Health advised us of changes to its case and contact management processes following the consultation with the Office of the Chief Medical Officer of Health, and this is also aligned as much as possible with the Ministry of Health guidance on the follow-up of high-risk close contacts. So effective immediately at that point and until further notice, Public Health Sudbury districts will not follow up directly with individuals' high-risk close contacts, and this includes any affected schools and bus cohorts. Public Health Sudbury districts will continue to provide schools with a detailed letter for immediate distribution to impacted cohorts, parents, guardians, when it's assessed that a high-risk exposure to COVID-19 has occurred in a school setting. The letter will include clear direction on the steps to take, including isolation and testing. Letters will be posted on Public Health's website and will be referenced as appropriate in communications. High-risk close contacts will be instructed to contact Public Health Sudbury districts immediately if symptoms develop, and Public Health Sudbury districts will continue to respond to all questions and concerns as required. The surge in cases also prompted us to take a look at our practices, and given the increase in volume, we have streamlined our communication process for confirmed cases in Rainbow schools. So the first step will again be the direction letter from Public Health Sudbury districts sent to the school for distribution. It will be posted on our COVID-19 advisory page of the board website and relevant school website. The next step, staff will receive a generic letter indicating there is a confirmed case with impact on their school. Third step will be parents and guardians will receive a similar generic letter with a reminder to follow up health and safety protocols, and we'll also post public health letters regarding busing impacts on the board COVID-19 page and pertinent school websites. On Monday, November 22nd, Public Health Sudbury districts advised the community that they're ready to offer the COVID-19 vaccine to children aged 5 to 11 as early as Friday, November 26th, and Public Health began booking appointments for children on Tuesday, November 23rd. Also on that day, they advised us they'd be issuing a letter of instruction that would have an impact on schools. Additional measures were being implemented to address the local surge in cases. So on Tuesday, November 23rd, we held a teleconference with our principals to provide an update on the new measures related to COVID-19. Public Health Submarine Districts launched voluntary rapid antigen testing in schools on Monday, November 29th. And this is a local initiative for screening purposes. And as I mentioned earlier, families will also receive rapid antigen test kits for the holidays should they wish to use them. This is a provincial initiative being implemented for students across the province. It is important to note that rapid antigen tests do not replace PCR tests for classes that have been dismissed or people who are symptomatic. Rapid antigen tests are for students who are asymptomatic, and taking these tests is voluntary. The province is also making PCR take-home test kits available through schools, and you see a picture of one on your screen. They'll be issued to families of dismissed cohorts as an alternative to booking an appointment and going to a local assessment center. The goal is to detect transmission as quickly as possible and limit the spread. Our full complement of schools received these test kits just recently. We have yet to distribute the PCR tests. This is a provincial initiative, and we await further direction on use. Vaccines are now available for children aged 5 to 11, and they are being offered primarily through community-based clinics so parents and guardians can attend with their children. There are some exceptions. For example, Public Health visited Gene Hansen Public School to administer vaccines on site with consent from caregivers. Some schools are being used for clinics after school hours. These locations are being carefully selected to ensure health and safety protocols, and they began on November 25th. When there is a confirmed case of COVID-19 on a child's school bus, run, or route, students on the bus list are required to self-isolate as directed by Public Health. If busing is not required for the 21-22 school year, we ask parents and guardians to please remove their child's name from the bus list, and we share the notice on your screen with schools for distributions to their family. The Ministry of Education updated its operational guidance for schools, which for the most part aligned with our existing practices. For example, we chose not to host assemblies from the beginning of the school year, and at this point they're no longer allowed. We are updating our reopening guide to reflect the new measures from the province and the local medical officer of health. Elementary schools are now being fogged Friday evenings as regular practice until further notice. Now with the holidays just around the corner, Public Health issued a reminder to plan COVID-safe celebrations. Dr. Sutcliffe noted that the actions we take as individuals today impacts our family, friends, and the entire community tomorrow. And the Public Health Submarine District website provides holiday tips to stay safe. Locally, from Thursday, November 18th to November 25th, 244 new cases were reported, 32 active COVID outbreaks, 15 in schools or on a bus, including Sudbury Secondary, Redwood Acres, Ernie Checkworth, and RLB Public School. By the end of the day on the 24th, there were 251 active cases in our service area and 3,629 since the beginning of the pandemic. The vaccination rate for 12 to 17-year-olds remains the same, dose 1 at 81 and dose 2 at 77. The good news is that the vaccine was approved for the 5 to 11-year-olds and in progress. And here's a quick quote from our medical officer of health to put this in context. Earlier this week, we announced that we were ready to offer the COVID-19 vaccine to children aged 5 to 11. This is welcome news for everyone, and the response from our community has been tremendous, with 2,800 appointments booked in the first 2 days. Appointments are still available, and more have been recently added, so if you do have children who are now eligible, Dr. Sutcliffe encourages them to book an appointment as soon as possible. Late on Thursday, November 25th, in the weekly check-in call with school boards, Public Health advised us that more measures would be announced the next day. We held a teleconference with our principals on Friday, November 26th to give everyone some advance notice. Public Health Submarine Districts issued more measures for school boards on December 1st. The local medical officer of health said COVID-19 rates remain unacceptably high, and I'll review the measures with an impact on schools. The The medical officer of health issued work from home instructions for our community, and this has had some impact on the Center for Education. Some staff in our departments are working remotely and coming to the office on a rotating basis when they cannot perform their duties at home. Reception remains open, and just so all of you know, Executive Council, system principals, our communications department remain on site each and every day. All school staff are working on site. All students and staff who exhibit any symptoms, even those not listed on the school screening tool, are required to stay home, book a test, and speak with their healthcare provider, including symptoms like runny noses. And unvaccinated household contacts must remain home while a symptomatic person awaits test results, which is a change. Public Health advised us that there will be some circumstances in which close contacts who are fully immunized will be required to self-isolate. These circumstances include exposure to a breakthrough case, which is a case of COVID-19 in an individual who is fully immunized. Also, exposure to a household member who has COVID-19. In addition, if you are associated with a vulnerable setting, for example, within congregate living settings and childcare centers. Students and staff who are protected and exposed to a case of COVID-19 may return to school if they are symptom-free, but not permitted to participate in extracurricular activities within the school or the community for 10 days following the dismissal date. This is in addition to testing instructions and directions to monitor for symptoms. Children and youth who are not protected and have an unprotected household member who is self-isolated must stay at home and away from school and daycare until their household member is no longer isolating. Stay at home does not mean self-isolation, but it does mean not gathering with others outside the household who are not fully vaccinated. Those that identify as high-risk close contacts will continue to receive a letter from Public Health, submarine districts advising of an exposure and the steps that must be taken, and they will either receive a school contact letter or a school breakthrough contact letter. And Public Health is links to flowcharts embedded with the direction letters, and you can find those online. For ease of reference and based on feedback from the last board meeting, we're attaching the flowcharts and letters from Public Health, and we send them to schools for distribution to families. And on the screen you see an example of the flow chart for the school contact letter, which is based on immunization. Here's also a shot of the flow chart for school breakthrough contact letters, regardless of immunization. And on November 26th, we sent a letter from the local medical officer of health to our families indicating that on November 29th, students will receive rapid antigen screening kits to take home before leaving for school, and we stress that participation is voluntary. We also advise families that students are not required to participate in order to attend school, nor will schools be requesting or collecting the results. The test kits, like the ones on your screen, were sent home with all students kindergarten to grade 8 on November 29th, and eligible secondary students in grades 9 to 12 will be able to request one rapid antigen screening kit from the staff in the main office at their school. The use of rapid antigen tests is only recommended for students who are not fully vaccinated, have no symptoms, have not been identified as a high-risk close contact, and have not been a confirmed case within 90 days. Our health and safety officer shares data with Public Health on how many kits are distributed weekly. Rapid antigen testing is an effort to further protect in-person learning by detecting possible cases of COVID-19 in unvaccinated and asymptomatic students. Also, as part of public health measures locally, masking is now mandatory for students while outdoors if physical distancing cannot be maintained. Classroom cohorts must remain physically distant from each other while outdoors. Field trips that are not outdoors are currently on hold, with the exception of the LaSalle Dome, which has been approved by Public Health. Field trips to the Dome must be cohorted on the bus, with one cohort per bus. Cohorts must not mix within the field house. There can only be one cohort per field, and there continues to be very limited access for any school visitors. Since the start of the school year, we've been reminding our students to screen for COVID-19 as part of your morning routine, and we remind families that students who are sick must stay home and get well even if they have mild symptoms, and our collective and individual vigilance is essential to limiting the spread. Families must complete the school screening tool daily and must consider all symptoms, even those not expressly listed in the tool. As requested by Public Health, mandatory daily confirmation of symptom screening was reinstated on December 1st, and it remains in effect until further notice. Parents and guardians of students in kindergarten to grade 6 are required to submit a form to confirm they've completed their screening tool. Schools will provide the link to parents and guardians via email daily. Students from grade 7 to 12 will confirm they've completed the screening tool with their teachers in homeroom. The students' daily attendance will serve as confirmation. Students participating in sports are now required to complete a COVID-19 vaccination attestation. Unvaccinated students participating in school sports are required to conduct weekly, regular rapid antigen testing on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We invite parents and guardians to support the testing should it apply to their child as we work with Public Health to continue to provide opportunities for students to participate in sports. We summarized all of these new measures in letters to our families on November 29th, and we also reminded our families to follow the critical ongoing COVID-19 prevention measures. For Thursday, November 25th to December 1st, 259 new cases were reported, 36 outbreaks, 18 in schools or on a bus, and for us, including Redwood Acres, Ernie Checkris, RLBD, Adamsdale, Valley View, and Lockerbie-Comsett. Some of these have since been resolved. And at the end of the day on December 1st, there was 285 active cases in our service area. The vaccination rate for 12 to 17-year-olds did increase, with dose 1 at 82 and dose 2 at 78. And new this week, Public Health reported 11.7% of eligible children from age 5 to 11-year-olds have received their first dose. Our medical officer of health put this in context, and I'll quote, "Until we see cases in our area start to level off and show signs of declining, we remain in a very precarious situation. Many of us are looking forward to the holiday season, and we're all hoping for enjoyable and safe celebrations. Please continue to do your part to help our communities to reduce COVID-19 in our areas by diligently following public health precautions." They also added, "Most transmissions are occurring outside of school. And as I indicated at the start of this meeting, when COVID-19 increases in the community, it inevitably makes its way into our schools." So you can see that the close contacts are still the most highest level of spread from the slide. So moving on from COVID, we do have many positive things to celebrate, and I'd just like to take a few moments to share some of those with you now. During Rock Your Mox Week, students in Ojibwe class at Princess Anne Public School were immersed in Indigenous culture through various activities, including designing and creating their own handmade paper moccasins. As we embark on the holiday season, I'd like to share another great story, a true demonstration of generosity. In 2019, Matt Stillwell, owner of Matt's Plumbing and a father of 3 Lively District Secondary School students, 2 current and 1 graduate, donated 40 turkeys to the school for families in need. In 2020, he partnered with contractors around the city to donate an outstanding 300 turkeys for rainbow families. Recently, Mr. Stillwell has reached out to the school and offered to once again donate 300 turkeys to rainbow families this season. To date, 197 families have been added to the list. Mr. Stillwell's generosity stems from his notion that no family should be without a turkey for Christmas dinner. I would like to extend a sincere thank you to Mr. Stillwell for leading this Goodwill initiative for the 3rd year in a row, ensuring hundreds of rainbow families enjoy turkeys over the holidays. I'd like to also acknowledge our principals, including Principal Leslie Mantle of Lively District Secondary School, for their continued support to make this possible. The Edgar Burton Christmas Food Drive is well underway in Rainbow Schools. Staff and students once again are finding creative ways to raise funds for food to support local families in need. And here are a couple of wonderful examples. Students and staff at McLeod Public School are selling handmade ornament bags of 5 for $20, with proceeds going to the food bank. Principal Carrie Monahan led the food drive in Rainbow Schools for many years and continues to be an enthusiastic supporter along with our schools. Food banks welcome monetary donations. They can be purchased for cans of food for every $1 donated. Valley View Public School is hosting a snowflake sale for Sudbury Food Bank, With a $5 donation, students can purchase and personalize a snowflake for the school's main foyer. The goal? A blizzard of snowflakes covering the lobby windows. Last week, students were able to wear their favorite hat to school for a loonie, again with all proceeds going to this food bank. Rainbow Schools are also accepting food donations from friends and family, as well as monetary donations through School Cash Online. The generosity continues. Chelmsford Valley Composite School. Students packed boxes for the Sudbury Shoebox Project. Boxes are decorated and filled with small gifts, toiletries, and messages of hope for local women impacted by homelessness. The boxes are distributed through local agencies who provide services to women and families in need. At Princess Anne Public School, students are being recognized for demonstrating the character trait of the month. The character trait for November was resilience, which we have been working very hard to cultivate in our schools, especially given everything that we're going through collectively with the pandemic. Students were rewarded for their resilience with a certificate and a bracelet that said, "Caught you doing something good." Congratulations. Our virtual kindergarten information nights are set to take place in elementary schools this January. Schools offering the English program will post presentations on their school website on Tuesday, January 11th at 5:30. Schools offering both the English and French immersion programs will post presentations on Thursday, January 13th at 5:30. And we encourage parents who have children starting school this fall to join us online. We will take you and your child on a tour of our schools without you having to even leave the comfort of your own home. A few of our secondary schools have also already held virtual information nights, which means they've launched their websites. This includes Espanola High School, Lively District Secondary School, and Lockerbie Composite School. Please visit school websites to access online resources to make informed decisions about secondary school. School staff are always available to provide more information and can facilitate meetings online. Secondary information nights continue until February. Students can register at any time by contacting their area Rainbow Secondary School. And trustees, we continue to seek input on the creation of our new 5-year strategic plan. This process started with committees of the board. Over the past several weeks, I've met with school councils by family of schools, and through our schools, we've extended an invitation to all parents and guardians to complete the survey. I've also reached out to our Federation, union representatives, community partners, education partners, our First Nation communities, and this week we'll continue with some of our community partners, education partners, and union leaders in meetings to share our strategic directions. We sent the survey link to all of our staff, invited them to share their feedback as well. And I'm joining the Parent Involvement Committee meeting this Tuesday, December 14th. As the organizational meeting of the board is now complete, I will be sending out an invitation to our ad hoc committee of trustees for next week to gather more input and share with you some of the information. And I'll also be gathering input from all of our stakeholders. And you'll expect an invite to a meeting for next week shortly. And at this point, I appreciate your patience, and I certainly appreciate the opportunity to provide you with an update, but happy to take any questions that you may have at this time.
Anita?
Thank you, Chair Clement. Through you to Superintendent Bourget and the communications team. I just wanted to say thank you very much for the flow chart. It's pretty much exactly what I envisioned and exactly what I felt like parents had been asking for, so that is much appreciated. Secondly, I had two questions. The first one's a quick question regarding the strategic direction survey. Is there a deadline to fill out that survey? I just wanted to pass that along to interested parties.
I meet with all our groups, and I know that time is of the essence for the survey. We do encourage them to do that relatively quickly, so within a week of the survey, so that they've had the time to do so. And I share that when I meet with all of the groups that I've had the good fortune of holding meetings with, in an effort to be able to compile some results and look at trends for my presentation and summary to you, which I'll share with all members of the ad hoc committee. Now that the organizational meeting is done, you'll expect an invitation for a meeting next week, which I hope you can join, and I'll be able to take that information forward to you.
Perfect. I will pass that along. Thank you. And lastly, I just had a question. You mentioned two things during your many things during the presentation, but two that I just was looking for a bit more clarification. So you mentioned that with confirmed cases, we ramp up cleaning and disinfecting, and then later on you mentioned about fogging, which I haven't necessarily heard about before. So I'm just wondering how that ties into how we how air quality is affected, how we clean our air, how we measure that, and if there are increased monitoring or increased activities when we get a case like there's increased cleaning. Does that hold for the air quality as well? Thank you.
Thank you, and through you, Chair Clement. When we do have cases, there's definitely additional cleaning. We do have enhanced cleaning that's been going on throughout the pandemic of high-touch services and the work we do in that regard. But when there's a case and we are aware of where the confirmed case might have been, there is actually even more attention paid. Not that everything's already not clean, but there's more cleaning and disinfecting in that area. The process of fogging is something we do whenever there's a confirmed case. And we've also added Friday fogging because we know that when our students leave the building and the schools are largely vacated for the weekend, that everything is fogged so that when they return on Monday, everything is clean, disinfected, and ready for a new week. In terms of ventilation, we continue to monitor and do air quality work. Our ventilation projects have been outlined in previous meetings this fall, and you know that there's been huge amounts of time and funding from the ministry provided to us, and we continue to work on those. It is an extensive process because it involves many times involvement of contractors if we install new ventilation. And our health and safety officer has done assessment to determine where, if needed, there's additional HEPA filters, and hundreds have been ordered and placed strategically in schools where it's been deemed that the mechanical ventilation could be enhanced to provide even greater protection. So this is ongoing work. I know it's discussed at our health and safety meetings and continues to progress. So we are committed to making sure that every aspect of measures that we can employ to keep everybody safe continue to be reassessed and maximized. So there could be future changes, but our health and safety officer is very diligent in trying to keep everyone safe, and I will, compliment our staff and our students and our administrators and our health and safety committee and officer, because you'll see that there are several cases that all boards are seeing in schools. However, you'll see that very few result in outbreak, and we hope that trend continues. But that is a testament to the effectiveness of the protocols in place, where cases are largely contained and the spread is limited in many areas. So we're hoping to see decreases in our community cases so they don't make their way into schools, but when they do, every effort is being made to contain them and keep everyone healthy and safe. So I hope that helps with an answer, but should you have additional questions, I'd be happy to talk to you at any time.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Trustee Gibson. Any more questions for the director? Thank you very much, Director.
Thank you.
Lots of information. Okay, we're going to go to number 5, capital projects update, New Sudbury. Is there anything there, Superintendent Bazinet?
Thank you, Chairperson Clement. Yes, a brief update on the 2 major capital projects that are occurring in New Sudbury. We have the construction of the new French immersion JK to grade 6 school that's occurring on the LaSalle secondary site, and we have the revitalization of Churchill Public School as well. I'll begin with Churchill. So at Churchill, we've demolished an old section of the building, and we are rebuilding an addition to the building, as well as some major ventilation upgrades. And this project is progressing well and on time. Therefore, Churchill will be ready to receive students from Cyril Varney School for September of 2022. As a result, the kindergarten registrations for September 22 will only be occurring at Churchill Public School for the New Sudbury English program. For the French immersion school, Regrettably, we've encountered some soil instability issues that is affecting our construction schedule primarily on the ground floor. And as a result, at this time, we're projecting that the school will only be ready for occupancy in March of 2023. As a result of this, it means that kindergarten registration for French immersion students will occur at Ernie Checkris Public School and Westmount Public School for September of 2022. I don't have additional details tonight to give you. However, we're in discussion with, of course, the geotechnical consultant, our architect, as well as the Ministry of Education, because at this point in time, it looks like we will need to alter the design of the ground floor, which is one of the major factors causing the delay in the construction of the school. So that, Chairperson Clement, concludes my update. Be happy to answer any questions.
I don't see any. Oh, Judy Cosworthy and Anita Gibson. Judy?
Just one question through you, Chair Clement, to Superintendent Bazinet. Will this change in the design and that affect the capital funding that we require for the new school?
The change in design will incur additional costs, and we are having those discussions as we speak with the Ministry of Education. It is ongoing. I don't have more to say this evening to that effect.
Thank you. Anita?
Thank you, Chair Clement. Yeah, my question through you to Superintendent Bazinet was very similar. Just wondering how that would affect the budget. So at this point, there's not been an impact that's yet to be assessed. Is that what you're saying?
Just to clarify, there will be an impact. We have yet to quantify the impact.
Okay, thank you.
Dina Morrison.
Through you, Chair Clement, to Superintendent Business Bazinet. Dennis, just wondering about what communications have gone out to particularly the parents at Westmount and Ernie Checkris about the delay in them moving over into a new facility.
So we have yet to communicate. We are waiting till we communicated to the board, which is this evening. And as a result, we will now prepare communications to the New Sudbury area parents.
Thank you.
Any more questions for Superintendent Bazinet? Anita, are you asking again?
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Chair Clement, through you to Superintendent Bazinet. I was just curious how recently this has occurred. Was it earlier in the summer or when this became an issue?
This is a recent issue that's been only in the last month or so.
Okay, thank you.
Just a quick question for me, if you don't mind, Superintendent Bazinet. When you mentioned you're getting in hundreds and hundreds of HEPA filters, and that is any delays in delivery? Because I hear there's delays in delivering almost everything nowadays.
In terms of the small portable HEPA filters that we've distributed throughout the system, there have not been delays in those deliveries. However, there have been delivery delays on the major ventilation equipment that's affecting some of our larger projects in some of the schools, and that is occurring throughout basically all school boards. So some of the work that was initially started last spring is continuing on into this current fall and winter season as well.
Thank you very much. Any more questions? Seeing none, we'll move on to the next phase. New business. You're up again, Director Burgett, with your Director's Annual Report.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Trustees, I'm pleased to present the annual report for 2020-2021. Once again, we've prepared the annual report electronically for ease of sharing. It will be posted on the board's website in an accessible format next week. But this evening, I invite you to view the annual report with me as it's projected on your screen. Our cover features Aditya Mistry, a grade 8 student at Chelmsford Valley District Composite School, which began offering programs from kindergarten to grade 12 in September 2020. Proud Principal Danielle Williamson is the photographer, and we'd like to thank Principal Williamson for sharing this image with us for the cover of the annual report. Inside the cover on page 2, we begin the annual report with our vision, mission, and values, which provide the foundation for who we are and what we do. For historical purposes, we have included a timeline on school closures and reopenings. Once again, we wanted to capture this moment in history. In the table of contents, you'll notice that the annual report, as always, follows our framework of our strategic directions, with 5 goals under reaching minds and 5 goals under touching hearts. School boards in Ontario are required to produce an annual report in accordance with the Education Act. In Rainbow District School Board, our annual report also includes an overview of the current budget. We move forward with trustees and the current student trustee who was appointed last school year. Page 3 also includes photos of Executive Council. We added a note indicating that Director of Education Norm Blasick retired on August 31st, 2021. On pages 4 and 5, we continue with the messages from the Chair of the Board and the Director of Education, and as Chair Dewar indicates in her message, we remain focused on our priorities, with health and safety first and foremost, given the ongoing pandemic. There was additional support for mental health in order to develop resiliency skills, manage stress, and nurture positive relationships. Whether students were learning in person or remotely, staff worked diligently to support well-being and achievement to enable students to reach their full potential. Building a strong circle of care became important, and more important than ever, as students were required to adapt to the continual change while meeting the expectations of the curriculum. Chair Dewar concluded that the annual report is a celebration of success. Our schools did not let the pandemic define them. They reinvented themselves and emerged stronger. And she added, "We are grateful for our amazing staff, students, families, and partners. They make us proud each and every day." And I could not agree more. Thank you. In the director's message, I begin by acknowledging our parents and guardians for their support, our staff who demonstrated tremendous resilience, as did our students and families who are called upon to adjust to changes throughout the school year. Getting students into a routine is essential for their mental health, well-being, development, and overall education, and connecting with students and giving them opportunities to connect, be it with their peers, other caring adults, meaningful projects, wellness initiatives, or a natural environment is equally as important. You will see these connections highlighted throughout our annual report, which captures a broad range of voices, from students to teachers to administrators, support staff, educational partners, and to trustees. Through these voices, we learn the value of hope. And I've said it before, hope is a muscle. The more we exercise hope, the stronger it becomes. It provides a powerful tool by which we perceive the world and respond accordingly. Trustees, while it was like a school year like no other, we can be very proud of what we accomplished together. In pages 6 and 7, we set the tone for the 2020-21 annual report with some examples of how we responded when we were called upon to do things differently. For example, at Espanola High School, teacher Tracy Mark moved her music class to the gymnasium where the students played basketballs instead of instruments to create music. Schools transitioned to virtual information nights, taking students and parents and guardians inside Rainbow schools without stepping foot into the building or having to leave home. At Redwood Acres, virtual field trips became highly anticipated in teacher Todd Brown's grade 5 and 6 class. On pages 8 and 9, we added 2 pages to the annual report to provide an update on our progress on climate change. Monthly environmental challenges proved to be an ideal way to maintain the momentum as we continue to focus on sustainability. The Environmental Education Committee mapped out the climate change action plan that was presented to the board this fall. Some schools use the pandemic as a teachable moment, engaging students in making the connection between the pandemic and the environment. As you know, we are on track to have all Rainbow schools, Eco Schools certified in the current school year. On pages 10 and 11, given the pandemic, it seemed fitting to highlight education in the great outdoors. Some of our schools established outdoor classrooms a few years ago. Others followed their lead in 2020, 2021. These classrooms are used in all seasons for learning in all subject areas, from science to art, music to reading, writing, math, and more. On page 11, we highlight a donation to a Siganak Public School in memory of Shan Chase, an ice fishing rod for each student. Shan Chase loved the outdoors, and her family is now encouraging students to love the outdoors as well. On behalf of the board, I'd like to thank Brad and Brett Ham, their extended family, and all donors who made this possible for students in Manitowoc. On pages 12 and 13, we focus our priorities under reaching minds and touching hearts. In our first feature, we highlight how providing authentic and engaging learning opportunities is important. A prime example of this is the apiary, which created quite a buzz, pun intended, for the specialist high skills major in agriculture at Manitowoc Secondary School. The apiary is not only supports Rainbow District School Board's ongoing focus on sustainability, it also incorporates a number of subject areas from science, food, nutrition, to construction and manufacturing technology. The project was given students opportunity to demonstrate the values that are taught and modeled in Rainbow schools. Bees, after all, are symbols of activity, work, and diligence. Over at Llewellyn Park Secondary School, we get a hands-on history lesson as students dig trenches in the snow to simulate the experience of soldiers during the First World War. Students even write letters from the trenches, much like Canadian soldiers did over 100 years ago. Another example of authentic learning. On pages 14 and 15, our annual report continues with the focus on Rainbow Elementary Virtual School. Parents could opt for remote learning or in-person learning during the 2020-2021 school year. Teachers focused on using technological tools to their best advantage to support instruction and build social connections. They created a sense of community within their classes and within the school as a whole. And with the school year almost now complete at that point, Principal Crusoe Parnell said the most important thing was that she had learned that an instructional leader is the value of relationship building. Whether it's face-to-face or online, it really matters how you treat people. Caring connections and relationships that put people first are the most important part of any school experience. We set high expectations and create excitement for learning through these caring connections. On pages 16 and 17, we support students to reach their full potential. To illustrate this priority, we focus once again on the importance of a growth mindset. We visit Algonquin Road Public School, where Principal Trevor DeWitt and his staff use the power of yet as their mantra to inspire students to try and try again and believe in their ability to achieve success with time and patience. During the pandemic, having a growth mindset has been more important than ever. From new safety routines to online learning, students were required to persevere and adapt to changing circumstances on a regular basis, remembering that they were capable even when struggling with new technologies such as Google Meet went a long way to achieving success. A quote from the principal: "It's comforting for students to know that they have coping strategies to help them guide through certain situations. They didn't skip a beat." On pages 18 and 19, in our next feature, we focus on how Rainbow schools foster 21st century learning skills and competencies. Critical thinking and problem solving, innovation, creativity, entrepreneurship, self-directed learning, collaboration, communication, and citizenship. We join the students in the International Baccalaureate program as they complete creativity, activity, and service projects. By combining education with community involvement, students gain new skills while supporting causes close to their hearts. In the process, they learn the value of giving back. In pages 20 and 21, still under Reaching Minds, we look at how we deepen literacy and numeracy skills through a new program that became popular during remote learning. It's called Knowledge Hook, and it's an interactive program designed to enhance math skills in students from grade 3 to grade 12. It's fun for students because it's based on challenges and games. Most importantly, it provides data so teachers can see what learning gaps may be needed to be addressed before moving on to new math concepts. We also highlight changes to the Ontario math curriculum, which now includes expanded focus on financial literacy. Students learn how decisions impact personal finances and develop consumer and civic awareness. These are skills that will help them make future decisions that are well informed. On pages 22 and 23, we now move into Touching Hearts and how we nurture physical, mental, and social emotional well-being through the ongoing focus on mental health. Rainbow District School Board's mental health team provides individual interventions with students using a brief intervention strategy for school mental health clinicians, cognitive behavior therapy, and dialectic behavior therapy skills. These therapies have proven to be effective in helping children and adolescents manage difficult emotional situations, cope with stress, and make better decisions. The mental health team also offers presentations to classes at the elementary and secondary levels to provide information about mental health and how to support mental health. A prime example is a program called We All Have Feelings, which promotes emotional skills development among children. On pages 24 and 25, our next stories under Forge Relationships and Build Resiliency come from a number of sources. They begin at Algonquin Road Public School, where designated early childhood educator Colleen Strange documented outdoor learning in the schoolyard. She says, children often surprise us by how they interpret and draw parallels between their lives and what they're experiencing in the world around them. When you read this story, you will see how each new discovery and opportunity to engage with the trees in different ways helps students dive deeper into their learning. We move over to Jean Hansen Public School, where Wellness Wednesdays are quite popular. Just as physical fitness helps bodies grow strong, mental fitness helps minds maintain a healthy state, says Principal Patrick Hopkin. Wellness Wednesdays engage students and their caregivers in a variety of activities and informative presentations to gain new knowledge and learn new skills. And the social work team produced a presentation for parents and guardians called Life Interrupted, a pathway towards resilience and growth. The presentation also aired on Eastlink. Participants gained strategies for talking and listening to children as they navigate potential grief and loss that may be experienced during the pandemic. As the social workers expressed, we may be in the same storm, but not in the same boat. Pages 26 and 27, we honor diversity and enhance cultural understanding, and we focus on a solemn moment in our history and in our school year. We have chosen to reproduce the remarks from the board meeting in June, following the tragic discovery of the unmarked graves at the Kamloops Residential School in British Columbia. It's important that we continue to build our understanding of what has happened to our First Nations. Acknowledging the truth is the first step towards meaningful reconciliation as we recommit to being part of the solution. On pages 28 and 29, we turn to valuing student, staff, parent, and guardian partner voice. Given the context of the school year, we hosted a panel presentation on the education in the era of COVID-19 at the annual general meeting of the Parent Involvement Committee. A representative of Public Health Sudbury Districts opened the presentation with an overview. Staff from Rainbow Schools answered questions related to the curriculum, online learning, special education, and mental health. Health and safety protocols were outlined in the reopening guide, and the Rainbow District School Board Student Senate hosted the Stand Up for Equity and Inclusion virtual conference in April. Students from all secondary schools participated in the full-day event, and the conference built on the results of student input gathered in the 2020-2021 school year. The conference culminated with the sharing of ideas by schools about ways to bring the information back to their peers. To end, our features under Touching Hearts will celebrate students, staff, school, and system success. There was one sentence that was repeated many times over the course of the school year. Thank you for working together to keep everyone safe. This was indeed a team effort on the part of students, staff, and families as in-person teaching and learning resumed, with a number of health and safety protocols to limit the spread of COVID-19. Some of our unsung heroes were our facilities staff, who cleaned and disinfected our schools, our offices during the day, evenings, and weekends. They also changed filters regularly to maintain air quality. This story shares their perspective of the pandemic. And regardless, a quote here, regardless of how fluid the situation remained, staff and students continued to follow health and safety protocols and guidance, says our health and safety officer, David Digby. We work together for each other, and we're all better for it. Well said, David. On pages 32 and 33, just before we move into the award section of our annual report, we highlighted the students from Little Current Public School whose artwork was featured on a national publication. Teacher Whitney Gray says it was incredibly rewarding for her students to see their very own artwork displayed in one of their favorite children's magazines. Congratulations. Pages 34 and 35, we feature our award recipients for 2020 and 2021 on pages 34 and 35. As you know, we were not able to come together to host the board awards as we've done in the past. We did produce an awards publication that was shared system-wide, and we are pleased to continue the long-standing tradition of honoring our staff, our volunteers, and our partners. On pages 36 and page 39, features overviews of the current board budget, including enrollment, personnel complement, facilities, sources of revenue and expenses by object and by function. Trustees approved a balanced budget of $215.5 million for the 2021-2022 school year. Pages 40 to 43, beginning on page 40, we highlight our graduating students who receive scholarships and also provide a list of Ontario scholars. On page 44, we end with a current director of Rainbow Schools for ease of reference. In closing, I'd like to commend our trustees for your ongoing leadership. I'd like to thank our staff and students for handling the challenges they've had and for your ongoing support. I would also like to thank Nicole Charette and Jen Bata for their incredible work in the creation of this production of this outstanding report. The quality of their work is truly second to none, and each and every year they amaze us with what they produce in an annual report that captures the essence of what Rainbow Schools are all about. So I can't thank them enough for having this keepsake for all of us and a source of great information about how we persevered in a challenging year. So thank you to them. As I said, 2020, 2021 was another year filled with pride, promise, and unparalleled displays of resilience. It will be my pleasure to share this annual report with the Minister of Education and our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Bourget. Again, what a fantastic report, and especially in the book form, and you have no idea how it's the envy of many a board. I used to bring them to the OPSMA meetings down south. Even the southern boards were jealous. So a very good report. In there too, we had other rewards also. That knowledge book person, that was invented by one of our teachers, wasn't it?
The Knowledge Hook?
The Knowledge Hook math concepts.
I don't think we've had a presentation specific to it, but it has been referenced in some of our discussions about numeracy for sure.
Yeah, because I think she made the radio or something. I heard. I think she's a teacher out of Espanola. So.
Yes, teacher from maybe Ellis.
Thank you very much. Any questions to Director Bourget? Seeing none. 1 second, Margaret.
My sincere thanks and congratulations to Nicole Charette and Jen Bata. Outstanding document, very well presented. Thank you, Director Bourget.
I see Judy Hunter's hand. No, I did not. Okay, that's everybody, I think. Okay, we'll move on to the next step. We're Public Education Symposium, PES 2022. At our last OPSMA meeting that I was at, they thought that this last meeting we had in November would have been social in Toronto, and that didn't turn out. So here we are now, so the symposium in January, and they're still being virtual. And so if I don't know if you have to put your name down to these or you just go online. I'm not sure, Director.
Chair Clement,
Yes.
Heather Thurkel shares that everyone has received registration emails.
Okay. So that's all we need then. Then we'll go to number 3, Hospital Labor Relations Human Resources Symposium. I guess they're hoping to have this one in Toronto, but they're not sure yet. And the way things are going in Toronto, I doubt it. They're going backwards with COVID also. So is that also, I guess we wait because we need more details coming closer to the symposium date.
Chair Clement, we don't have information yet, but we'll be quick to share it as soon as we receive it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Number 4 is a request for leaves of absence. I don't think we had any. And we go to the director's remarks.
Thank you, Chair Clement. I will be brief, but I do have a few important things to share. First, I'd like to thank you all for your kindness, your patience, and support of all of our students and staff as we work through the ongoing challenges. Your leadership, your support, and your genuine care for us is greatly appreciated. I'd also like to congratulate you, Chair Clement, and Vice Chair Dubosky on your new appointment. I look forward to working with you in your new role as I continue to look forward to working with each and every one of our trustees on a regular basis in the upcoming new year. And it's been a pleasure so far, and I continue to be amazed at your commitment to our students, our staff, and to the value of public education, so thank you. I also want to wish all of our staff a very happy and well-deserved holiday season. We're getting closer to a much deserved and well-earned break for everyone, and I encourage everybody to celebrate the holidays in whatever way is appropriate for your families in a safe way, and we look forward to everyone's safe return in the new year. And finally, I'd be remiss to let this meeting slip away without recognizing an individual who has been essential to our board meetings for many years now. As Executive Assistant to the Director of Education, Heather Thurkel plays a critical role behind the scenes, preparing and distributing meeting agendas, recording minutes, archiving resolutions, practices, procedures, supporting the Vice Chair, Chair, and all the trustees, and being a primary point of contact in the Director's office. She is an important resource to her colleagues, myself included. She is our resident corporate historian who is well-versed on governance and operations, but we all know that Heather is much more. I'd like to say the water's just about speaking too much tonight, but I'm going to take a little break. Okay, thank you for your patience. So, let me continue. Heather is a kind, caring, this is how to make a long meeting longer. Kind, caring, and compassionate human being. She checks in on others regularly just to make sure everyone is okay. She offers to lend a helping hand where needed and puts others before herself. She possesses the qualities that we value and nurture in Rainbow Schools. This is Heather's last board meeting. She's retiring next week after many years of dedicated service. Before moving to the board office, Heather was an administrative assistant in various schools, including Churchill, LaSalle, Llewellyn, and Lockerbie. That experience served her well. She was appointed executive assistant to the superintendent of special education, and for more than 10 years, she worked alongside senior administrators and elected officials. I'm grateful for Heather for staying. I'm grateful for Heather for staying as I began my new role. I firmly believe she would have left with Director Blasek if not for her intense desire to make sure a rookie director doesn't fumble along for the first few months of my tenure. So she's been very kind to me and guiding me each day, and I can't thank her enough for that. I'm way off script here, but it's probably easier that way. But Heather, it's been a pleasure to work with you over the years, and we'll certainly miss your generous spirit, your warm smile, and your kind nature, and wonderful work ethic. Heather Thurkel received a Rainbow District School Board Award for excellence this year. Most deserving tribute to an employee who has left a lasting legacy on the board. So in closing, thank you, Heather. We wish you a retirement filled with all the things that make your heart happy. Congratulations.
Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
And there's nothing wrong with wearing your heart on your sleeve. And thank you, Heather. Throughout the years when I was here and I was a little lost, you're always the person I always went to. You will be missed, but enjoy your retirement. Okay. Officer Director. I just give you my last meeting here in November was on a Saturday, and there wasn't a whole lot to talk about except COVID. And they did have, they were wanting to remind us that we had our in-camera piece with labor relations, and all that came out of that is, yep, we have labor relations coming this summer. So that's about it. So student trustee, you have any words?
There we go. Sorry about that. Thank you, Chair Clement. I had some difficulty finding the mic there. Not too much to say. The Senate has been fairly busy the past couple of days putting together some things to finalize our plan for the conference we have coming up. We have a couple plans to do over Christmas break, but other than that, we're going to take a much needed break from school and just continue to work on some stuff though for the Senate. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Trustees, any remarks? Margaret.
Thank you, Chair Clement. I've prepared some words I'd like to share on this very special occasion of Heather's last board meeting. Start with congratulations, Heather, on your upcoming retirement from Rainbow Board. Heather, I want to thank you for all your many contributions to our board. I first came to know Heather in her role with SO, then Superintendent Gina Hansen in 2003, and then through her work as the Executive Assistant to the Director in Education beginning in 2014. On a personal note, I want to thank you, Heather, for helping to guide me through the years, especially with your expertise in special education and pertaining to my role as trustee. Your cheerful and caring personality, matched with your wisdom, tremendous work ethic, and savvy to get things done and done well, smoothed the way for so many of us. I wish you and Rob an abundance of health and happiness in your retirement. You will be greatly missed, Heather. I have one other comment to make, Chair Clement.
Yes.
I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank all of our staff, exec council, all of our staff throughout the board, students, families, and my colleague trustees, and wish everyone a safe, relaxing, and joyous holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Did anybody else? I think, Dina, did you have your hand up too? No, Judy did. Judy Cosray.
Thank you. Just a couple of things briefly. First of all, we're coming to a wind down for the Project Compass focus groups, the Zoom groups. I'm co-chairing a group this Friday, I think it's at noon, on policies and procedures. So if you want to get your opinions out there, please join us on Friday. I believe OPSPA sent all the information out. Secondly, I too wanted to congratulate Heather. Heather, you will be so missed. You've done so much for all of us. You're a very, very special lady, and I wish you the very best in your retirement. And thirdly, I too wanted to wish everyone a happy holidays. I can't believe we're into December already and that we're halfway through the school year, but happy holidays to everyone.
Thank you, Judy. Anybody else have any remarks? Judy Hunter, did you have something? No? Dina, Doreen.
I'm hoping to be as brief as I was with my original remarks. I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, season's greetings, whatever is your choice. And as far as Heather is concerned, Heather, you are the wind beneath our wings. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Doer. Chairman's remarks. I didn't really exactly come prepared for that, but would you take us out, Doreen, with your final remarks? Do you have any? No?
Thank you very much for that opportunity. I just gave them, and I also gave them when I had the opportunity. It's been a wonderful time, and I wish you, Chair Clement, I wish you all the best. I wish everyone who is sitting the best. And I did read something that said that, Christmas is for giving, and people give to other people at Christmas. And it's always a bit of a struggle, or it's many times it's a bit of a struggle, because no one knows what to give anybody else. We all are so fortunate to have so much. And while we give to others through the charitable organizations, I'm going to ask you to consider giving the people you know a very special gift from the past. And that is, pick up the telephone and speak to them by telephone. Texts are wonderful, so are emails. But if you have somebody you truly want to speak to, pick up the phone, and Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Doer. And I'll just say my final remarks too. I am very honored to be the chair of this board, following in the steps of so many great people. And I know there'll be a lot of help there too. I read somewhere where students spend more time with us Monday to Friday during our waking hours than they do with their own family at home. And that is true, which makes them our kids, our family. And it's only right that they should come to our schools feeling safe, happy. And we have most of these kids who have for 14 years we instill in them a study guide, and that we help them at the end, hopefully at the end, that they have an idea what they want to do with their future. So I want to wish everybody also a Merry Christmas, and we'll see this new committees and new executive in the new year. Thank you. Where were we? Do we have any other remarks? I don't see any. I don't think, no. Reports from officials and staff, First Nations Advisory Committee. There's that is official. It's on the website. Future meetings. It's all there for you in the agenda. Parent Involvement Committee, Student Senate, Special Education, Environment Education, Strategic Planning, Board meeting for January 25th, Equity and Inclusion, and First Nations Advisory in February. If we have nothing else, we're moving into adjournment. We need a motion that we now do adjourn. A mover, Doreen Dewar, seconder, Carrie St. Jean. Thank you very much.